Here's a quick video about NLP personal development skills. Now the big question is, do you really want personal development skills, or would you prefer the knowledge and wisdom to personally evolve? We can easily develop ourselves physically by going to the gym and looking after our diet. We can develop ourselves mentally by reading, studying, and actively challenging our brain. We can develop ourselves emotionally by gaining resolution on all of our stuff. Now notice, I have missed out the spiritual. Now that's because I believe the spiritual can only be developed after you have evolved. Carry on listening to learn some more. Personal development skills can only really work if you have a foundational grasp of human psychology. We are three minds and we are four bodies. The three minds are the conscious mind, the unconscious mind, and the higher consciousness. The four bodies, of course, are the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And although everybody seems to think the physical is the most important in the material world, the physical body is only really the vehicle to carry the rest of the bodies. But, and it is a big but, here in the material world, we put a huge emphasis on the physical. Nothing is real unless we can truly understand it in physical terms. You know, sort of touch it, hold it, and squeeze it, so to speak. That's one of the reasons that people interested in personal development skills, or better still the wisdom to evolve, should study NLP. And it's because of the L part of NLP, which is the linguistic part of neuro-linguistic programming. Any personal development skills that don't include the structure of language as part of the toolkit will tend to be less effective. People are very good at creating something out of nothing. Unfortunately, to date, the thing that they have developed the greatest skill in is creating negative. They effectively construct an internal represented physical reality using their language. And all too often, unfortunately, this physical reality is unsupportive and closer to what they don't actually want than it is to what they do want. The interesting thing in this modern age is where people are desperately looking for tools to develop to give themselves the edge. The truth is, if we were being honest, they're really looking for personal development skills to help them cope rather than to actually develop. So here's the test to understand, are you evolving or are you just revolving? Are you really developing and moving forward? Or are you simply stuck in the same spot, pretending to yourself that you are creating changes? It's not you, is it? No, it's everything else that won't support you. So here's what to ask yourself, and be really honest in the answers you give to yourself. Are you truly looking after and utilizing the physical body 100%? Do you eat well? Exercise well? Do you get enough sleep? Probably not. It's all too common for people metaphorically, or in actuality, to go to the gym, then straight to the pub or the cake shop afterwards. Drinking, smoking, and doing drugs. We all know what we should and shouldn't do, but do we really pay any attention? How are you looking after the mental body? Are you constantly learning, developing, and challenging your mind? Again, it's very common for people to get themselves to a place where they can pretend that they already have it all sorted. They already know it all. But what they're doing is they're really avoiding ever putting themselves into an environment where they would have to admit some sort of conscious incompetence. A huge swathe of the population pretty much stop their mental development straight after their schooling. And let's face it, they may not have even done a huge amount of mental development there either. Where are you at with your emotional functioning? Is that running at a controlled, supportive, and effective 100%? Are you completely balanced and easily able to maintain and control your emotional intelligence? And of course, what I mean is in all situations and all contexts. I doubt it. Now, I believe that it's only when you have these three bodies well and truly sorted that you then should develop the spiritual body. The physical body is a push bike, if you like. The mental body is a 1-litre town car. Your emotional body is a powerful sports car. And your spiritual body is a Formula 1 Grand Prix car. Now, it's probably easy for you to recognise that it's a recipe for disaster if you're a bit wobbly on your push bike and pretty much unable to drive, yet you want to and are trying to get your hands on the keys to the Formula One car. You should get good at operating at 100% in the physical. Make sure you're in complete control over the mental and emotional, using them as your resource to develop wisdom and to evolve. It's at this point that you can begin to develop the spiritual. To start evolving, you must first completely stop revolving. The personal development skills that we teach in NLP helps you to fix the issue you have in the physical, mental, and the emotional first. Only then can you genuinely evolve onto your true spiritual path. I believe anything other than that is pseudo-spirituality and pseudo-personal development. It's an escape. Rather than taking a long, hard look at your stuff and resolving it, for some it just seems easier to meditate and pretend for a fleeting moment that they have entered the gates of nirvana. Support yourself. Learn the personal development skills that will allow you to easily evolve. And my advice to everyone is you should learn, at the very least, the linguistic skills of NLP.